Let's begin by settling the body, adopting a stable, comfortable, upright position serviceable for meditation. So I think about keeping our feet flat and our back straight, torso open, hands in the lap right over left with the palms upturned and the thumbs gently touching. Our eyes are gently closed or slightly open, making sure we let in enough light to remain alert. Try to maintain an awareness, not slouching, not leaning. You also let go of any unnecessary tension or rigidity in the body, relaxing into a stable, comfortable, upright position. Just allowing the body to fall into place. Then we begin to move the mind away from the external world. Cultivating the view that there's nothing to see, nothing to hear. Nothing to do. Just constraining our awareness to the body, to the mind. I begin to concentrate that awareness by attending closely to the physical sensation of the air as it moves into and back out of the tip of the nostrils. Giving ourselves the instruction to notice quickly when anything other than that one physical sensation is arising in the mind. And then without judgment or frustration to lift our awareness up from those distractions and place our awareness gently but firmly again and again on the breath. And when the mind becomes more calm, we generate a broad, altruistic motivation for our time. Seeing oneself as the recipient of kindness that is flowing toward oneself from all other sentient beings. Thinking of all of the ways in which we have benefited and will benefit, are benefiting from sentient beings. Our ability to use and enjoy all of the possessions in our lives, to be able to turn toward others for their labor, their expertise. All of the countless sentient beings in a single bite of nutritious food, a single sip of clean water. And reflecting on how even our own good qualities have depended upon being able to relate to the field of sentient beings, to practice generosity, patience, ethics, loving kindness, compassion. All of our skills, our abilities, our knowledge, all coming from the kindness of others. So we try to also recognize that these kind sentient beings suffer. They suffer again and again without choice. And try to develop the wish to benefit them. Understanding that in order to be successful in being able to benefit them, I myself must develop a deep, abiding familiarity with the states of mind that give rise, that support the actions that benefit them. I myself must distance myself, separate myself from the tendencies and the habits, the states of mind that often motivate me to harm them. And by transforming my mind in this way, I will be of great benefit to sentient beings, these kind sentient beings. So that inner transformation is the purpose of our time. And recently we reflected on that attitude of loving kindness for sentient beings. So here again we take a moment to remember that while I am seeking happiness, freedom from suffering, so too is every other sentient being. They place themselves in the centers of their stories, just as I place me in mine. The suffering that they experience is just as immediate as my own for them. So oneself and every other sentient being are completely equal in that regard. Take a moment to contemplate that truth. try to give rise to a felt understanding. I think that the one place where there is a difference is in the result of the attitude that would work only for one's own happiness, that would pursue only one's interests alone, and the attitude that would cherish other sentient beings. And see that this self-centered attitude, the view that only is interested in one's own desires, one's own preferences, this egoistic self-preoccupation is the source of all of my misery. And when I can cherish others, that is the source of all of my happiness. So we can contemplate the ways in which that self-preoccupation is harmful. We can think in our own lives this extremely narrow perspective that arises when we follow the mind of this egoistic self-preoccupation. We are subject to innumerable fears and anxieties. Always concerned for what might happen, what we might gain, what we might lose. We become fragile to the ups and downs of life by finding it intolerable that we meet with difficulty, or that we be prevented from what we want. we find ourselves unable to relax, constantly getting angry, constantly craving. And we become fragile in our relationships, expecting that every sentient being will treat us how we would like to be treated at all times, becoming easily hurt. And we're at risk with others in terms of conflict. Being insensitive to the needs of others, we might act against their interests, their wishes to get what we want. This competitive attitude. So reflect on these shortcomings. Try to see them, the ways in which they've operated in your own life. And reversing this attitude, learning to become concerned about the happiness of others, overcomes all of these negativities. Attachment, dissatisfaction, anger all become less powerful. The more and more I can cherish others. And the more that we absorb into that state of mind, in fact, the more satisfaction, the more happiness, the more peace our own mind becomes imbued with. Our perspective widens. Our own problems appear less significant. We develop a sense of warmth, of closeness to all other sentient beings. And they too feel drawn, connected to oneself. If we undertake the commitment to benefit others, and we ourselves develop a courageous mind supported with inner strength, and all of the spiritual qualities that I seek naturally flow from that kind of courageous mind. So here again, contemplate these advantages of developing a greater concern for the needs of others. Try to give rise again to a felt sense of the understanding of the truth, of the benefits of moving in that direction. And then try to give rise to a determination that today, this week, in all of my activities, I will practice seeing others as important, as worthy of my love, my compassion, my generosity, my patience, my ethics, and cherishing them. In every interaction, I will focus on their well-being. And give rise to that strong determination and rest your mind in that single-pointedly. And then when you're ready, we'll come back together. And we'll dedicate. So recollect your altruistic motivation and think that by having engaged in this contemplation, you have actualized that motivation, which has generated positive energy in your mind. And think that you freely offer the fruit of your practice, that positive energy, for the benefit of all sentient beings without exception. Thinking strongly, when this positive energy ripens, may it serve as a cause and condition to eliminate war and conflict, poverty, famine, disease, disasters, all painful inner and outer conditions. May it fully ripen the minds of all sentient beings. May they quickly meet perfect teachers and arise in the state of full enlightenment. May I too achieve the state of enlightenment so that I might work for the benefit of sentient beings perfectly. May any obstacles facing the Guru's long life be completely dispelled. May I and all sentient beings in this moment come under the joyful care and guidance of enlightened beings. May we be guided and protected until we swiftly achieve that state of enlightenment. Thank you.